Staying alive is the principal motivator of humanity, and yet approximately 70% of US Americans look up their symptoms online before even visiting a doctor. Between Google searches being too slow for emergencies and contemporary LLM models lacking the empathy, the specialized knowledge, or the ability to detect edge cases such as those aforementioned emergencies, we find that people are at best waiting and at worst dying. That's why we made the medical emergency triage agent. The architecture of this agent is based off of ASI1 and FetchAI. First, the user will go through ASI1 and talk to the chatbot. It'll go through a couple of different things. First is the Claude Haiku orchestrator agent, and then it'll go down into classifying the symptoms, gathering knowledge on whether or not it's high risk or low risk, and then also routing to specific care metrics. And these are all Gemma 4, since they're very strong in outputting objective JSON data. One really unique thing about this model, though, is that we emphasize safety features, which is something that Google and Claude both don't have. Before the orchestrator agent, not shown here, it goes through a 5 millisecond speed on average, fast regex processing, which processes for things like I can't breathe, or suicidal ideation, or things like my water broke, or an infant is at risk. All of these things are urgent, can't wait for an LLM call, and will immediately produce a personalized response based on hard-coded metrics, which are again a 5 millisecond pullout rate. It's very, very fast. So we see here's one use case. I say my nose is running, my elbow is sore. It registers the urgency as no rush and recommends self-care. It says that it might mean this, and these are the actionable steps that I should take. But it also says, watch out for these warning signs. If these happen, you should seek immediate emergency care, go to the nearest emergency room, call 911, these things. It also mentions an important reminder that this is AI-generated information. This should not be law, like 70% of Americans believe. You should still go to a doctor if you think you should go to a doctor. With these recommendations, we reduce false negatives, but we also reduce the amount of people going to a doctor for unimportant things. If I say something like infant not breathing, which is hard-coded into our regex, you see that it operates and it goes very, very fast with a fast recommendation here. And this fast recommendation was 5 milliseconds on our server, but Fetch is a little bit slower. It says in bold, call 911 right now, a very strong call to action. That's why we made it. We wanted to make safety features ingrained, not just a feature in the design.